first as into the centre of the ring, number 387, Crosstown Dancer, where he stood with Norman Allen. Crosstown Dancer stands 172 centimetres, or approximately 17 registered mares, and he's had hundreds of foals registered to him over the years. But as I think you will agree, he looks as fresh and well in himself here today as he hasn't done on any appearance in this Ring 1 at the RDS. So that's Crosstown Dancer. Of the ring is number 388. Number 388 is Rockrimons Silver Diamond. Rockrimons Silver Diamond is the traditional grey colour which is predominant Draught breed, and he's an interesting horse from many points of view. He was bred by Patrick Gleeson in County Limerick, foaled in 1994, which makes him 13 years of age this year, and he went to the United States, to North Carolina, as a 4-year-old. He was then bought by the late Barry O'Brien of Massachusetts, and he went up there and he did some dressage, jumping and eventing in the northeastern part of the United States. Before being sold to America, he was a finalist in the Loose Jumping Championship here at the RDS in 1997. He was then donated to the Irish Horse Board, having been in America for a number of years, by the family of the late Barry O'Brien, who was a huntsman in that part of the United States, and his executors kindly donated the horse to the Irish Horse Board. Rockrimon Silver Diamond stands about 16 hands, or 170 centimetres, and he is led here this afternoon by Nia O'Malley, who also had some connection with him when he was in the United States. He's by Sillet Hill, a son of Slieve Naman, and on the dam side, Rockrimon Silver Diamond is out of a mare called Saggart's Millie by Diamond Prince, which was a son of King of Diamonds. And the Grand Dam is by Silver Hunter, a horse we will mention in a little while in relation to one of the other stallions on display here this afternoon. Him carries horses, and this is number 389. 389 is Star Kingdom. It's a grey horse, as you can see, and he is also a foal of the 1994 crop. He's by a former champion draft stallion here, Anapdown Star, whose owner Paddy Kelly I saw around the stallion boxes this morning. And Anapdown Star was by King Elvis, who in turn was by Pride of Shonlara out of a Glenside mare. On the dam side, Star Kingdom is out of Ireland's Diamond by King of Diamonds out of a Grand Dam by Merrion. So with King of Diamonds, Merrion, Glenside and Pride of Shonlara featuring in the pedigree of this horse, he certainly has some of the best of Irish draft genes. He was champion stallion here in Dublin Horse Show on his only previous time shown in 2002. He was approved in 1999, and he has been very busy and stud, having 68 foals registered to him in the Irish Horse Register in 2006. He was the sire of the champion half-bred filly here in Dublin 3 years ago, and the champion Irish draft foal around the same time. He's been the sire of the Limerick Lady competition at Limerick Show, run by the Hunter Improvement Society, and also of the Matron Championship at that same show. That particular filly who won both those championships was owned by Porrick Smith from Ahascra in North Galway. And she also won a championship at Tullamore Show. He He has also sired an All-Ireland yearling filly winner at the National Draught Horse Society show. And last weekend he sired the national champion yearling filly and the young stock champion at the National Draught Championship at Mullingar just last weekend. He is also available through the means of artificial insemination. His foals consistently are at the top of the averages paid in terms of prices at the National Irish Draught Show at Cavan each year. He stands at a fee of €500 for registered mares. That's number 389, the former champion, Star Kingdom. So now we go on to number 390. Number 390 is Fast Silver. Fast Silver is by Silver Hunter, whom I mentioned a few minutes ago, and he's owned by Elizabeth Dean of Bullivant in County Cork. However, he's now standing with Porrick and Sinead Lacey at the Redina stud outside Enniscorthy, County Wexford. He's a 16-year-old horse this year, so he's one of the elder statesmen on display. And he was bred by Sean Walsh of Knockboy Stud in Girtnahoe. He stands about 167 centimetres or 16 hands, and he's by, as I said, Silver Hunter out of the champion Irish Draught show mare Fast Woman, which won the Greenvale Irish Draught Mare Championship on no less than 4 occasions at Mill Street Show. Fast Woman herself was by Slave Naman, who has come into one of our earlier pedigrees, and out of a mare called Hard and Fast. Now this is a horse that has been described over the years as a really nice horse with an absolutely fantastic temperament. He was approved in 1994, and the foal of 2001 was reserve champion at the RDS, and in the year 2000 he had the champion Irish Draught foal here, which was subsequently sold to America. He's had many other good show winners as well. He's clocking up the numbers of foals registered to him, with currently 184 in the Irish Horse Register. And he is sire of Gartine Moore, the winner of the registered Irish Draught mare class here last year, and champion broodmare at the National Irish Draught Show last year also, and a mare that was here this morning and placed second in her class here this Thursday morning at Dublin. So that is number 390, Fast Silver, owned by Elizabeth Dean, standing with Porrick and Sinead Lacey at Enniscorthy in County Wexford. Next up we will have number 391. Number 391 is Sir Stormy Breeze. This is another grey owned by Eddie Dowling from Burton Hall in County Carlow, but standing with Jack Corrigan at Ballon in the same county, and indeed Jack is leading him up here this afternoon. A 1992 horse, in other words a 15-year-old, stands almost 16 hands or 170 centimetres, with 24 centimetres or 10 inches of good flat bone. He was bred by Sir Charles Warren at Doneraile in County Cork. And he's by Heather Breeze out of a mare called Breezy, who herself was dam of a horse called Man in the Moon, which finished second in Burley 3-day event, a 4-star 3-day event at Burley in 1998. So that's a fair achievement in its own right for the dam of this stallion. Breezy was by King of Diamonds out of a mare called Waltzing Matilda, who was a prolific producer of performance and show stock. Now, one of the things I like most about this horse is that he hunted for 9 seasons with the Carlow Farmers Hunt and had over 200 hunts in all. And again, he's described as having a super temperament, which I think you'll agree as you see his calm demeanour as he struts his stuff down through the centre of the arena here this afternoon. He was approved in 2002 as a 10-year-old, so he has some catching up to do in terms of full numbers. But I believe he's proving very popular down in County Carlow. And Jack Corrigan tells me that he covered 51 mares this year so far. And in the sport horse world, the covering season doesn't end on the 15th of July, but may run on to September. So he might even clock up some mare coverings before the end of the current covering season. He stands at a fee of €400. And traditional type of Irish Draught Stallion, Sir Stormy Breeze. From a first crop of 2 foals, he produced a very good show jumper in Switzerland called Mr. Blaze, and it was an account of the success of that horse that the owners and connections were encouraged to put Sir Stormy Breeze up for approval. I mentioned Man in the Moon already, which had that phenomenal second placing. That's a half-brother to this horse in 1998, and a horse that also placed 5th at Brabham 3-star event in England in 2001. So a well-used horse, and a horse out of a dam producing top-class performance horses. That was number 391, Sir Stormy Breeze. We now move on to number 392, which is one of our old favourites here at the Dublin Horse Show in the Irish Draught Stallion class. And this is a horse called It's the Quiet Man. He's a grey horse, foaled in 1991, which makes him 16 years of age, and he was bred by Tom McCran from Mohill in County Leitrim. He's owned by Mrs. Martha Dupont from Delaware in the United States, and by Anthony Gordon, is leading him here this afternoon. And It's the Quiet Man is by Clonfert, a Bonlahan stallion, and out of a mare called Kappa View by Mountain View, out of a grand dam called Kappa Grey, which was by Ireland's Pride, which stood down with Tim Carey, whom we referred to a few minutes ago. And the great grand dam was by the traditional Irish Draught stallion Huntsman. It's the Quiet Man was champion stallion here in 1998 and 2005. He was supreme and young horse champion at the National Irish Draught Show as a 2-year-old. That's back some 14 years ago. 14 years ago. His dam and grand dam also won at that show in their day. He was approved as a stallion in 1994 and exported to America soon afterwards, but he was returned to Ireland at the start of 1998. He has several foals and other good young stock by him, which are winning at classes, especially in the west of Ireland this year. And amongst them are 3 foals which won at Crossmolina, Ballina and Sligo. So no stranger to this ring, a former champion on 2 occasions, and one that will be very much in the shake-up, I'm sure, tomorrow afternoon when these horses are judged. That's number 392, It's the Quiet Man. Now, I've seen a lot of grey horses, but the next horse is certainly not grey. This is number 393, owned by Francis Healy from Birdhill in County Tipperary. He is the quaintly named HiHo Dove. HiHo Dove, some people might call a dark brown, but I think he's nearer to being a black horse, a true black horse. Foaled in 2003, and thus only 4 years of age. He stands a massive 170 centimetres already, or about 16 3 hands. He was bred by Michael Green at the Milestone Thurles, a place, of course, famous in Irish Draught history for producing the Stallion Milestone, called after the village in North County Tipperary. And HiHo Dove is by Flagmount King, whom we mentioned earlier, out of Blackthorn Lady by Caraborn View, and the Grand Dam was by Lowman Shoe, a liver chestnut thoroughbred horse. At that time, the Irish Draught horse Studbook reserved for itself the right to reintroduce some thoroughbred blood into the stallion population as it saw fit. And so the grand dam of this horse has had a bit of quality injected or blood injected through the use of the thoroughbred stallion Lomond shoe. He was approved in 2006 after being centrally performance tested at the Tom Slattery-owned Tina Equestrian Centre, and indeed he was one of only 2 horses who came through that rigorous assessment of performance to be fully approved by the Irish Horse Board. I'm told he covered no less than 75 years this season, but you can see he hasn't run up light, and he's a nice, but he is a nice light mover as he trots down there in front of us, and he's certainly a horse for the future, a young horse, a 4-year-old, number 393, HiHo Dove, representing Francis Healy from Bird Hill in North County Tipperary. Next we come 394 is Drumry. Drumry is owned by Brian McKenna from Kingscourt in County Cavan. He's a dark brown, or again maybe even a black horse, foaled in 1991, which stands 167 centimetres or just under 16 2-hands. He was bred by Tommy Gargan from Muffin, County Cavan, and he's another son of Flagmount Diamond. But on his dam side, he's out of a mare called Drumbar Queen, which was by Lakeview Pride, out of a grand dam by Bobby Mee's very good, successful Irish Draught star, Skylark. This horse in front of you show jumped as a young horse, and in just one season earned 38 points when campaigned by Simon Trent up in County Cavan. He was show jumped in that respect, just to get him used to jumping and so on and so forth, and in preparation for his approval assessment by the Irish Horse Board. He was described following that assessment as a smashing horse with a great athletic loose jump. Approved in 1998, he is considered by his owner to be the perfect cross to produce performance horses. He covered about 50 mares this year. He stands at a fee of €300 for registered mares, and in terms of his foals to date, he's had placings in the All-Ireland Filly Foal Final at Boat Show, champion foals at Tidavnet and Trim Show. He's had an Irish Draught colt foal that was 3rd in the colt foal class here at the RDS in 2005 and was 4th in the National Irish Draught Show. And last year he sired the champion foal at Virginia Show, which was also the winner of 4 other red rosettes. So beginning to make a name for himself, number 394, the dark brown or black horse, Drumry, owned by Brian McKenna from Kingscourt in County Cavan. Number 395 is Mountain Diamond, and we're going back to the grey colour here, but this is a nice dapple grey. A 5-year-old horse. He stands 16 2-hands or 168 centimetres. He's owned by Patrick Scarby from Moylach, Ballinasloe, County Galway, and was bred by Dermot McCarthy, a young stallion owner and a son of John McCarthy at Drumry in West Cork. He's by Welcome Diamond, a horse which stood in West Clare with Stevie Russell for a number of years before moving to Tuganeve stud with John McCarthy in Drumry. So Welcome Diamond is the sire of this horse in the ring. And on the dam side, he's out of a mare called Donald's Pet by Mountain View. As I say, he's just a 5-year-old, and he was only approved this past spring. In other words, in spring 2007, after again being centrally performance tested at the Tina Equestrian Centre of Tom Slattery. His owner, Paddy Scarry, tells me that he'll probably send him show jumping next year. He's already proving himself fairly popular with breeders in the west of Ireland, and I believe he covered no less than 101 mares this stud season, just coming to an end now. A lovely dapple grey horse, very proud of himself and yet very relaxed as he puts on a little performance for you there, coming down to this end of the ring. Number 395, that was Mountain Diamond. And last, but by no means least in this parade this afternoon, is number 396. 396 is Cushenvaly Murphy, owned by John Varley from Clonbur in County Galway. He's a bay horse, standing the horse in the ring, Cushenvaly Murphy, is a classic bay coloured horse, and nice to see some variation on the grey colour. He's a 1992 horse, standing 170 centimetres or 16 hands. He was bred by Mrs. Mitchell in Lancashire in England, and he's by Horse Park Benedict, a son of Ben Purple, who was one of the first Irish Draught stallions to have been exported to England and in the formative days of the Irish Draught Horse Society. So his son, Horse Park Benedict, the sire of Cushenvaly Murphy, before you in the ring this afternoon. On the dam side, he's out of Cusheen Girl by Clonmore Boy. Clonmore Boy was a son of the famous Tara. Cushenvaly Murphy is broken and riding, was hunted in England before coming to stud here in Ireland at the beginning of 2006. He hunted over there in England, and he has just finishing his second stud season here now in County Galway, where I'm told he covered 70 mares this year, and he's another one of those horses who stands and is available through the use of artificial insemination. He's also been identified in a recent genetic study as one of the few Irish Draught stallions remaining that possesses an outcross in order to ensure genetic diversity in the Irish Draught horse breed. He's having a big impact on Irish breeders, as the first of his progeny here in Ireland in 2007 have excelled in the show ring, where he has sired the champion foal at Roundford, Thomastown, Castlereagh and Galway County shows this summer, amongst many others. So that's number 396, Cushenvaly Murphy.